Hi, I'm back at Scissors Crossing. I stopped there a couple of weekends ago and now I've returned to do this section here between Scissors and Barrel Springs. It's going to be an overnighter. I'm going to hike about 14 miles today, and then I'll have 10 miles tomorrow back to my car at Barrel Springs. As I mentioned in my intro to this series, I'm sectioning the PCT, and although most of the videos that you've seen so far have been in order, I'm just doing sections as I can, as it works out weather-wise, transportation-wise, schedule-wise. Just yelled at that snake. It's just lying there. It scared me. I kind of do a little dance around it. I guess I gotta keep my mind on the road. I'm distracted walking. It's pretty easy hiking so far. It's going uphill, but it's very well graded, as you can see. There's a hiker just above me, coming back around the next switchback. See what I mean about switchbacks? Across and across the way, up and up and up and over and more and across. I guess it's better than going straight up. I'm almost 3 miles in. And behind me, at my upper pole, you can see the trail across the way. There's a wind advisory until 11 p.m. Sunday. And this area is known for being really windy. So that's one concern I have about camping tonight. So I'm really gonna have to be careful about pitching my tent tonight. I do have my earplugs, else I'll be cowboy camping or maybe walking in the dark. Look at this old tree. A backwards glance of the route I just came around, skirting the edge of these hills. And this is where I'm going, around this side of the hill. It's time for a little gear talk. I weighed my pack this morning before I left the house, and it's 20 pounds with 2 liters of water and one huge apple that I threw in at the last minute. So as soon as I eat that, I should be down to 19 pounds. I'm not bringing my stove just for such a quick hike, just today and tomorrow morning. So tonight for dinner, I will cold soak a little couscous package. And in the morning, I can get by without coffee. I brought one of those Carnation instant breakfast mixes and some milk powder and threw a dash of instant coffee in that, and that should be fine. So my pack feels good. I updated my sleeping system. I finished yesterday making some alterations to a little Costco down blanket. I just narrowed it and changed the quilting pattern. So that should add a lot of warmth to my sleeping bag. And more gear I'll mention down the trail as I think of it. Another gear change are my new shoes. These are Topo's, Topo Ultra Ventures. They have a nice wide toe box and a Vibram sole, which should be a lot more grippy than my Hoka's. I love my Hoka's. They're the Challenger model, but the sole just wears out so quickly, and I was getting a bit of a rub on the side of my foot, so I thought I'd try these. And I'm wearing one size smaller pants because on my last backpacking trip, I forgot about how much my pants stretched out when I was wearing them. And so I had such a baggy bottom, and I was having to bunch it up at the waistband that it created bruising around my hips under my hip belt for my backpack. So I dragged out the smaller size of pants, and so far so good. Each weekend I'm out here, it seems as though different plants are coming into flower. This weekend it's the hedgehog and prickly pear cactus. Last weekend was all little tiny yellow buttercup looking low-lying flowering plants. And perhaps in another week or so it will be the agaves and more ocotillos. I'm 6 miles in, and the trail skirts around that hill as well. So I have a feeling I'm just going to head north, paralleling that highway down there along the edge of these hills. And unfortunately, it's on the windy side of the hill. We're on the west side, so I apologize for any noise. Oh, I know there's noise. I apologize for the amount of noise that you're getting in this video. This hat has a humongous brim, but it stays on my head a lot better than the other hats I have, so that's why I wear this one all the time. Just passed a couple of PCTers taking a break right on trail, and there's 2 more following me. I'm gonna stop as soon as I see a rock, have my break, and let them pass me. Whoa. Can't be videoing and not watching where you're going. Found a little bit of shade. Not a rock, but I'm sitting on my sit pad. Gonna have my muffin I brought from home. Lighten my pack a little bit and get ready for the next 7 miles. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see some of the amazing trail work that the maintenance crews have done to both maintain and build this trail. See under here, look at all the stonework they've done. So a gear change that I like to make is my water bottles are quite difficult to reach, and these ones I have to take the top off, which, because I'm holding the camera, it's hard to do one-handed. So my next gear change will be to get that tube that goes from my water bottle that can hook onto my pack. This is Pct Mile 86. Gut Hooks calls this pipe gate, but I believe it's first gate. And at third gate is where the water cache is. Whoops. You gotta be really skinny to get through here. I'm stuck. Oh, I made it. I don't know what damage to my pack, but next time I'll take my pack off. Oh, it's kind of silly. It's windy, which is good, because otherwise it's hot. You can see behind me the trail, which skirted all the way around that hill. This is the Pacific Circuitous Trail instead of the Pacific Crest Trail. I've got 10 miles in the bank. There should be 4 more to the water cache. And once I'm there, I'll decide what I'm going to do this afternoon. 11 miles. This is second gate. I'm at Pct Mile 89.2. I've gone about 12 miles on my watch. Here is a rare section of trail that is going level and or downhill. I would say 90% so far of the past 12 miles has been uphill. So it's been a bit of a bear of a day, and the really gusty wind hasn't helped too much. I'm only about 3 miles until my stopping point, which sounds fantastic. Someone's trying to cheer us up. They put a 90-mile marker on the trail. I think that's just to bring a smile to our face after such a hard day. So many pretty cacti flowers. Last time on trail, my shirt was matching the cactus flowers. This time I'm matching the geology. Pct Mile 91.2, third gate. This is the side trail to water. There's a welcome box here. It's got a logbook, pens and whatnot. Here's the water cache. It's on private property, but volunteers have access and come in, and they leave water by the palletfuls. And the empties go in there. This is all fresh water, so luckily we don't have to filter. We can just fill our bottles directly. 3 liters max, so the sign says. Water cache is over in that distance, and I just had to bushwhack through all this grass, being very careful for snakes, because I noticed this lovely campsite on the way down the trail. Not only is it flat, it's got a chair. So this will do me fine. I think it's in the protection of this hill, and that's where the wind's coming from. So I hope to have a good night's sleep. Quite pleased with the pitch. It's wobbling a bit, but I have the one door open, which makes it not quite as taut. But 2 gear changes that I've added for this trip. One is my doormat. So not everything fits in my tent. This way I can put things down outside without them getting all dirty. And the second is this really thin, it's 1/8 of an inch thick, foam pad, which might help just a teeny bit with insulating my sleeping pad from the ground. But what it will do is keep my sleeping pad from slipping on this really slippery floor. Excuse the dust, the maid didn't come in last week. So, bit by bit, I'm kind of learning. Once I get my gear in there, it won't flop around so much. And I think my favorite addition are my camp shoes, which I didn't have last time. It just feels wonderful to take my hiking shoes off, and this way I can get in and out of my tent if I go to the bathroom or go in to get something easily without having to drag my dirty, smelly hiking shoes back on. And that's it. Those are my gear changes. So it's just after 6 and I've had my dinner and I've stretched and I've done my little bird bath, and I brushed my teeth, and now I'm just gonna keep on reading because it's a bit too early to go to bed, but I've got nothing else to do but wait for tomorrow. And I have to get that fly that's in my tent. Then I'll plan tomorrow, which will be about 10 miles back to the car. I hope to get an early start. We'll see what happens.